do you connect with the idea of like the sons trying to live their father's dream or their father living his dreams vicariously through his sons?
Where I come from, we don't have a father. I don't know what.
Yeah, we're just gonna start this shit live.
The only time I caught the Holy Ghost was when I was in church drinking.
Like they're two dumb dudes. Welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast.
Bro, you got Afro puffs? Like, what's sticking up the side right now? You
My
look
Dr. Rob-
disheveled, bro.
My Dr. Robotnik. Gotta get this shit done.
Yeah, you do look like Dr. Robot. Even with the shirt too. Like fucking Sideshow Bob.
Hell yeah. Nah, his was worse. Sasha Bob had worse here.
I don't know, bro. If you seeing what I'm seeing on camera, I know because it's small on your end.
Mhm.
I'm for me looking at you right now, like there's some little pieces sticking out, twigs, some weeds.
I got a bird somewhere in here.
You say you got a burn? Would you use a hot comb?
No, I said a bird.
Oh, a bird. Yeah, it do look like a hummingbird is trying to build a nest. You just
Hell
put the
yeah.
hat on. So yeah, I gotta film.
I'll let him out later.
Yeah, I don't know. In your case, you might have to cook them up. You might be needing some extra protein soon because gotta get it while you can.
Dude, from a hummingbird?
Well, I'm saying usually you used to picking up pork chops on the road, but since you've been off the road for a little bit, you might need to go shooting some fucking doves and some pigeons in the backyard.
Did you see what I catch? The frogs. I found a big ass one the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, like they got like a bullfrog?
It was definitely a bullfrog. Well, don't give me the line. I don't know, but it was a fat one. I know that.
Well,
But not that big though.
You ain't got no water around you. How the hell why is there frogs?
Yes, I do. There's a small stream on the side of the house.
Oh, wait, where?
In the woods.
Like, so it's in the back.
On the if you're facing the house on the left side, there's a small stream running through there.
I ain't never seen no stream, man.
Because it's small and the trees cover it.
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe you out here just hunting, setting traps. You ever seen that show Alone?
What? No. I've seen Naked and Afraid. No, not Alone.
Now, Alone is they take people and they drop them in places like up in like Canada near the Arctic Circle, and like usually in the fall, late fall, like turning to winter, but you gotta film yourself and you just gotta survive by yourself out there, build a shelter and all this shit, and like the last person standing wins. So I'm saying, Chris Brown's Backyard might be season 35.
Except we don't get winter down here. Well, it does, but not like other places.
Well, you had crazy weather, right? Like, what was did a tornado come through again?
If it did, it was like miles away.
Yeah.
But like the last one I told you about, that was like down the street.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, welcome to the latest episode of Sarat and Chris's Movie Therapy Podcast. It's your boy Sarat, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Ford Delta. How's everybody doing out there?
Well, hopefully they're doing better than you.
I think everybody's doing better than me right now.
Anyway, I mean, trauma and I want to say, what's the word? Trauma might be the right word, but what would you call like generational fuck ups or generational
curses?
I don't maybe curses, but it was more like just it's people can't move out the gutter because they're holding on to or they're witnessing things that like are they're being affected by things from the past that don't necessarily involve them.
I call it life. Life just be lifing.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty 2024 what is it, motto? Life just be lifing.
Yeah, I heard it from my sister. My younger sister, about 2 years ago, maybe.
All right, but why? Why did she say life just be lifing?
Well, at the time, I think she didn't go into detail. I think she was going through some things. Yeah. And just like life, like it just hits. You know what I'm saying?
Do you find that as you get older, when the bullshit comes to head, you're just like, it kind of affects you a little more than it did when you were younger.
Yes, especially in my case, if you know you've done everything to avoid it,
Mm-hmm.
for some reason it just finds you. And like, how? How? Jesus
Yeah.
can't find me. How did you find me?
Most people can't find you until they turn on a light. But, but no, because like I guess when you're younger, like when you're in your 20s and some bullshit hits in your life, like it's yeah, you got the energy to just let it roll off. Like, all right, let's just keep moving. But you know, in your 40s or you almost 40, like when
Mhm.
that shit hits, you're just like, man, really? Again? Like I thought I was past this shit. I thought I was too old to get into these kind of situations.
Yeah.
I got a coworker, right? I'm not gonna say her name, but you know, she's dealing with some shit right now where her husband was in jail for like 2 months. Now that sounds like a normal, especially if you're like from the projects, whatever. That sounds like it's a normal thing. But she's senior citizen. So how your husband getting arrested at that age? Yes. Hey, relax, you
He,
motherfucker.
he said a senior citizen. Okay, yeah, that's just funny. He was walking across the street too slow. Shit.
Nah, he got into a fight with his neighbor. And he jacked up. He was on steroids for like 25 years.
Oh
He
shit.
jacked. But like he got into a fight with the neighbor, and from what I hear, I don't know how true it is, but from what I hear, he just words were exchanged. Somebody got sprayed in the face with a hose, but that's assault.
Oh man, I don't even want to talk about something right now, man. People got soft these days.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Not, not everybody's afraid to wear an ass whooping. That's all.
I get it, but like, I mean, I don't know if they're afraid to wear an ass whooping or it's easier to like, hey, just file a charge. But sometimes when you lay that ass whooping, you got to understand that charge might be coming.
And he let it ass whooping. Usually back in the days, like you had one coming back at you.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, true. Yeah. Well, speaking of ass whoopings, that's kind of what this movie is about.
Mm,
The movie,
definitely.
the movie this week is something that's near and dear to my heart because it's a story that I had learned about a long time ago. I'd always heard about in the
Mm,
world of professional wrestling. I didn't know how much of it was true. I always thought it was made up,
okay.
not made up, but like some of the facts.
Mm,
But anyways, the movie we're talking about this week is Iron Claw, which is just out on Netflix. Not Netflix. I'm sorry, Max.
hmm
And I've been itching to watch this movie for a while now. I missed it in theaters, and like when I saw that it was coming out on streaming soon, I was like, I had to hold off because I bought the movie expecting to watch it, but I had to hold off until it hit streaming so we could cover it on the podcast.
Gotcha.
So, with that being said, Chris Brown, did you like the movie?
I did, especially when I found out that 99.9% was real.
Mm-hmm. Bruh. So the thing that I thought was made up was, hold on, let me take a sip of coffee. This is all I'm drinking today, by the way. Just coffee.
Look,
It's early.
I got this pink drink, but I don't even know if I want it right now.
Oh, it's not the white girl pink drink from
Mm,
Starbucks?
I got it from the white girl.
I thought there was shit. What the fuck is that in my coffee? Anyway,
How do you go put your finger in it? Was this my coffee? Oh well. All right, Timon and Pumbaa.
hey man, yeah, it is. That actually is. Hakuna Matata.
Mm,
But the one thing that I always thought was made up, I didn't realize was I had always heard that Kerry, I think it was Kerry Von Erich, he was a Texas Tornado in WWF,
mm,
and I had always heard that he had a fake foot.
really?
Yeah, because in the movie, he gets into that motorcycle accident,
Mm,
he
mhm.
loses his foot, and then he got a fake foot, and he had to learn to move around in it again.
Yeah.
So I had always heard about that, and I always heard like there was a story about like his boot came off, and the motherfucker had no foot. But when you're a kid, you hear that you think it's just made up.
Mhm.
But to find out that it's an actual true story, I
Yeah.
was like, God damn. Did you ever are there any old, because you were an old wrestling fan, are there any old far off tales in wrestling that you had heard back in the day?
Mm. No, I can't say because I didn't really get into wrestling until what 96, 97.
Or NWO, WCW era.
More like, you know, Rock and Stone Cold on there come up and everything.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So you were a WWF guy. You weren't
yeah,
really. You weren't a
I didn't.
WCW guy.
Yeah, not really.
Okay. Yeah, WCW hit. That's when around then. That's when the NWO was hitting.
Mhm.
Hall and Nash were over there.
I remember scanning back and forth because you know cable used to be A side and B side,
Yep.
and you would go back and forth on commercials. But for some reason, WWF at the time, before WWE, just always like stood out more.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I think some people just depending on what kind of characters you're drawn to. I watched WCW because of all the luchadors because that's like me. Like that's what I did. I used to do flips and all that shit when I was younger, and I like superheroes. So
Mhm.
that's what attracted me. I could like the NWO was cool, but it was the luchadors and Rey Mysterio and Chris Jericho and all those guys that really got me
Yeah.
interested in WCW. But yeah, speaking of cable, you get the A side and B side, but if you push those buttons down right, and then the screen is blurry, you can get there's a whole other channel that you can
you can get the X side.
But no, okay. So one story that I remember when I was younger, and I don't, obviously it's not true, but I was always heard that the Ultimate Warrior had a twin brother.
Okay, you know what? I do remember that.
Yeah,
I remember hearing that. Yeah.
I'd always heard that he had a twin brother, and then like the original one died, and then the twin brother took over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what? Yeah. What was that? Who created that?
I have no idea. So from what I heard, the reasoning behind that mythology or that myth is because when he originally was around, he was like super jacked,
Mhm.
and then second time around he wasn't as jacked, so they felt like someone else took over. But maybe he just wasn't on as many needles.
Steroids. Yeah.
But yeah, I'd always hear. But Kerry Von Erich, the human tornado, the Texas tornado, if you painted his face, I think he could have looked like the fucking Ultimate Warrior a little bit.
Mm.
Because he had tassels on his legs, on his boots and shit like that, just like the
he wasn't as jacked though.
But I'm saying, because the second, the twin brother that took over wasn't as jacked as the first one.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah, all conspiracies, man.
Yeah.
All right, but essentially the story of Iron Claw is about the Von Erich family.
Mm-hmm.
And in wrestling, there's a lot of like they call them royal families, like the McMahons are like a royal family in wrestling. The like Dusty Rhodes, the Rhodes family. I want to say now maybe the Flairs or maybe a little bit, but now it's like also like the Anawahis and the Fatus. Because you got the whole bloodline now. Like you got brother, sister, cousin, grandson. Like there's so many of those motherfuckers in wrestling now. You know who's a member of that family? And you probably wouldn't even know.
Who?
Yokozuna.
But not. I thought he was Japanese.
Hell no, that motherfucker Samoan.
Oh shit.
Just a big ass Samoan dude. Like if you saw him when he wasn't playing the Japanese hair, this motherfucker had braids on in his hair, like sunglasses. He looked like the big Samoan dude in Italian Job.
Oh shit. Okay.
When I was at the golfing thing. Yeah. Same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so, but essentially the Von Erich family is a family that grew up in wrestling. They ran one of the territories. I think it was in Texas. It was in Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was called the Stadiatorium or something like that.
Yeah, the Sportatorium.
There you go.
Yeah. And it's basically like, you got a father who's, runs his wrestling company with a fucking iron fist.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got some sons who are trying to live up to his father's expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And the movie stars like, not Chris Brown, my bad, Zac Efron. It's fighting. That's all.
I'm not touching that subject. Oh man.
Zac Efron, Jeremy Allen White he played Kerry.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I don't know. Can you do you connect with the idea of like the sons trying to live their father's dream or their father living his dreams vicariously through his sons?
Where I come from, we don't have a father. I don't know what. I don't know what kind of dreams existed. Oh shit.
Yeah.
But
Is that? But I guess that's why in the hood, like so kids fall down the traps that they go into because they're trying to follow the examples set by motherfuckers in the neighborhood, and
mm,
not necessarily the people who care the most about them.
yeah.
So,
I mean, I mean, of course, I was talking shit at the same time. It's some real shit, but no, I could have relate to it. I mean, even though I got a bunch of brothers and everything else like that. Um, we never really had the idea of wanting to do the same thing, or live through somebody else's dream or whatever. We're living. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So I couldn't relate to the movie, but it was still a good watch. You know what I'm saying?
But so I mean, but the idea that like it's kind of like the family business because
Mhm.
that's essentially what it is. The dad started a business, and then the kids are basically he's priming the kids to take over, somehow.
Mhm.
And you got the sons that are all branching off and doing their own thing, but they, through life and they all kind of gravitate back towards the family business.
Mhm.
And like you have Kevin, who's kind of the golden child. He's the one that's being primed to be the next world champion. And
Mhm.
like he's the one that dedicated himself to the family business. And then you got the other brothers who one wanted to be a musician, one wanted to be he was
Good.
supposed to be in the Olympics.
Yeah.
What was the fourth? There was a fourth one. What was the fourth one?
I think.
But there was the little brother. The little brother, the one that died when he was really young,
Mhm.
bruh. That
Yeah.
scene. I'm sorry. I'm cut jumping ahead, but that scene at the fucking the
The end of the
dock,
movie. Mhm.
bro. That might be one of the best, like, most emotional scenes I've ever seen in a movie. 'Cause
Yeah.
once you really understand what they're saying in this moment,
Mhm.
like, they're essentially saying, "Hey, all the brothers are finally, back
Mhm.
together again
Yeah.
in the afterlife." Like,
Yeah.
fuck.
Except for the one.
Yeah, Kevin is still
Um.
around now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Oh, could you imagine just like feeling like because they all felt like they were cursed, like some shit was set upon them that sent them in the direction that they were in. Like they couldn't get out of the hole because of this family curse.
Mhm.
Like you ever felt like your family? Maybe Chris, maybe you do got a curse on you.
Is it?
You didn't get
I,
bit by
I
snakes.
look. I don't know anybody feels bit by a snake. Shit. I don't know anybody feels wrestled nature as much as I have.
Bruh. I don't know about curse, but damn it, it's voodoo in your family. I swear to God.
Man,
I watched Princess and the Frog the other day, and that was, bro, that's you.
they got the was it the Shadow Man sending shit after me?
Yep. And then speaking of Princess, this is completely off subject.
Mhm.
Disney, they redid the fucking Splash Mountain to where it's Tiana's Bayou Adventure now.
Okay.
But from the video I saw online, they ain't have the little Cajun fucking Firefly.
They have it there.
No, they don't have him in the
Oh,
ride. How you not gonna have him in the ride? He's like one of the main characters.
y'all from Street Pope?
From afar off, like, oh, y'all came from Shreveport.
They from afar off, like, oh, y'all from Street Pope?
Dude, I laughed hard as hell when I heard that because I forgot about that line.
That's probably like my favorite line in the whole movie, Princess and the Frog. I don't know why, but you ever seen swamp people that be
Yeah.
fighting alligators?
Hmm.
He looked just like one of them.
Yeah, exactly. With the teeth and everything. I was watching Bizarre Foods and he was out in Louisiana hunting nutria. You know what nutria are?
Mm.
You ever seen a capybara? You know what that is?
Okay, yeah.
Well, I think so. I think a nutria is kind of like along the same lines as a capybara, but like it's in like the swamps and shit of Louisiana. But it was
Mm.
hunting them, and it was gonna cook some up. He goes, "We gonna get over there, and them nutria right over there, and then we gonna grab this stick." The guy's like, "What you gonna do with the stick?" We gonna eliminate them.
Oh man,
Ugh, fucking Southerns.
Yeah,
It's your
nah,
people's.
nah, Louisiana's different.
Yeah, that's all
That's
that.
that's the, that's some Cajuns.
Right. Yeah. So like New Orleans is like Miami. It doesn't feel like part of the U.S.
Yeah,
You know? All right. So would you ever try to create a family business like this where like you want all your kids to like kind of follow in your footsteps and keep this thing going?
I wouldn't necessarily say I would definitely like to create a family business,
Hmm.
but not in the sense of want my kids to follow my footsteps. If they do, that'd be great. But I've learned that we're all individual people. You know what I'm saying?
How the hell do you create a family business if you don't want your kids to follow in your footsteps?
I mean, I want at least one of them to run it. Keep it going.
Yeah.
But if they didn't, at least they can't say I ain't leaving shit. Y'all just didn't do what y'all supposed to do with it.
Yeah. I think as a dad, I might be. I want my kids to strive for further or bigger in life than what I achieved.
Mm.
I'd be kind of upset if I fucking dedicated my life to building up this thing that I could then leave for my kids. And these motherfuckers like, no, I don't want this shit. I ain't doing that. I ain't working at the corner store. I ain't selling pretzels. That's what
What's wrong with pretzels?
I'm saying, you got motherfuckers got his whole life is dedicated to selling roll gold. Like, no.
Yeah, for real. I mean, yeah, it would definitely suck, but I look at it like this, and this is just my way of thinking, especially the older I get. It'd be the closest ones to you that hurts you the most. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
okay.
so
Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
that's what I'm saying. So sometimes it might be better, like you got that family business,
Hmm.
but family might be the worst one to run it.
Yeah.
Just
But
saying.
the thing is like I can understand the idea that like, this thing that I created is what helped pull my family out from the gutter.
Mm,
Like, and you're just kind of shitting on it. You're like, I don't respect this thing that helped my family grow up,
mm,
And so as a father, I can see you wanting your kids to take over and then kind of feeling a certain way when none of the kids have that same desire, that same connection to the business that you had.
mm,
But in this case, like that wasn't the case. Like they all had the same drive. It's just I think the dad was uh pushing them so hard because he saw his faults and he saw the things that, he thought he could have did better. So he was trying to drill that into the kids
mm.
a little too hard.
See, I thought that they all shared the same passion for it. Of course, Carrie was the oldest, right?
Kevin.
Kevin, okay. Of course, he had it the most, in my opinion.
Hmm.
In the youngest one, the musician,
Yeah.
he didn't have it, but they all had it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. They all had a love for it. It just, it kind of was in different ways.
Yeah.
Like I think the youngest one, I forget his name, but like he had a love for this business, but like he was trying to be what everyone thought he should be instead of being, you know, instead of chasing the thing that he loved. That's why
Mm,
he ended up getting addicted to the drugs and shit like that.
mm,
I mean, because
yeah.
can you imagine like you got all your brothers and everyone else like being succeeding in this one business and like
Hmm.
you have your dreams, they're not really going the direction you want. So, you step into the family business, but they all want you to be someone else.
Mm, yeah.
Because you had the brother that, okay, so you have Kevin, who's the one that's still alive now, who's Zach Efron. Then you had Carrie, who ends up winning the world championship and then getting into the motorcycle accident,
Hmm.
losing his foot, and then never really uh, attains the same success that he could have had. Ultimately, ends up,
Committing suicide.
yeah, shooting himself under a tree.
Yeah, in the yard. Damn.
Yeah. And then you have the musician brother who they all wait no, then you also have the other brother who was had the charisma and he had the flair for the job and that
Mm,
everybody like, oh, he's gonna be the big thing. He's not the Kevin's not the golden child. He's gonna be the golden child. And he ends up dying in a fucking on the tour in Japan.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
You know?
yeah. Hmm.
You had the younger brother who was the musician. They're like, oh, everybody's trying to make me into the next, you know, brother that the one that died in Japan, and he can't live up to that expectation, so he ends up killing himself.
Hmm.
And then you had the little brother who just died when he was like little.
Like 5 years.
Man,
That's crazy.
Yeah, like how, like you, I don't blame the guy for thinking his family's cursed because he they can't make this thing, work no matter how hard they try.
Yeah.
Um, you ever, what would you do in that situation if you felt like you had a family curse? Like, what would you do to try to get yourself out of that, away from that curse? Would you just leave that business entirely?
I mean, of course, it's like each own person you believe, each one believe. When it comes to stuff like that, though, I feel like that's something spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like somebody did something years ago,
Hmm.
some great great grandparent
Hmm.
that their great great grandkids got the receipt for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like sometimes I feel like there's no way out of it unless you just distance yourself from everything along that bloodline, so to speak. Or
Yeah.
like I said, it might be spiritual.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I can see that, but like, okay, say if you take a person who's not spiritual, someone who's
Mm,
not particularly religious, but then
mhm.
you see that going on. Like, you think something like that could make a person turn to religion? Like, I don't believe in this shit, but clearly something's, yes, like you said, something's in the blood, something's in the water, something is affecting us in a way that, like, my family is just, it feels uh like a black cloud just won't get over our heads.
Mhm.
You know? Yeah, I don't know how I would get out of it. Maybe distancing yourself from that family and that bloodline is the way to go. I don't know.
It might be. I mean, I used to wonder for my own family. I can remember growing up in all kinds of barbecues and getting together and everything, just having fun. And then as I got older, it just faded out. Yeah, people moved away, other things, whatever. And I've heard stories, which I'm not gonna go into details because, you know, family shit.
Yeah.
But according to what I've heard and stories and everything else, there's a lot of under the table shit that was just like wrong. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And as people get older, they realize they can't be a part of it no more.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I heard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, you ever think that, okay, so in that same vein, as an adult now, like, do you look at that and, when you're younger, sometimes family members kind of branch off and like go their own path. They
Mm,
don't really speak to the rest of the family anymore. And for the core members of the family, they might look at them like, oh, this person just, they got bougie. They
mm,
they just, they're doing their thing. They don't really care about the family anymore. But all of a sudden you grow up and you see kind of a lot of the negativity and all the bad shit that goes on within a family.
mm.
Do you look at those situations differently? Like, oh, maybe this person was smart. Maybe distancing them, and then if they distance themselves and they start to see success, like, do you ask yourself, like, hey, maybe they had the right idea? Like, maybe there's something toxic going on
Mm.
around here that, like, once you have the strength to step away from it, that's when you can really flourish.
See, and I'm gonna say this because I'm guilty of it. I'm not gonna lie. Um,
Oh, you guilty of
mm,
a lot of things, but go on.
no, I'm not. I'm innocent to proven guilty, but I just said I'm guilty of some things. But I mean, now that I'm older, you know what I'm saying? As a kid, you think about why did this person leave? Why they go their own way, whatever the case may be.
Hmm.
And then it's like, okay, yeah, that's the family. But then you sit there wonder why they leave me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not toxic like the other ones. You know what I'm saying? But I
So
guess it's hard to pick that one cherry out the bush, I guess, so to speak,
yeah,
that you can hold on to, especially back then. Cell phones didn't really exist and everything else, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. I can see that, but sometimes, well, yeah, I can see the idea that, like, if you have a good apple,
Mhm,
amongst a sea of rotten ones or a bag of rotten ones, you know, it's hard for a person to notice that good apple, because they can just, you put a good apple around a bag of rotten ones, it's gonna turn rotten quicker than it normally
mhm,
would if you
mhm,
don't get it out of there. But then that also uh is that's predicated on you getting yourself into that bag at the same time to try to get that other apple out. And
mhm.
it's like some people are, I don't know, maybe I don't know if it's a right or wrong thing, but I feel like they just wipe their hands clean, like a clean break from everyone. I'm sorry
Mhm.
if I left all the good ones behind, but a clean break from everyone is the only way I can get myself out of this.
Yeah. And like I said, I'm guilty of it. I disappeared forever. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Shit, some people still don't even know I exist.
I know.
You know,
Trust
but
me. I get those messages. Hey, you seen Chris Brown? I smelled something the other day and I thought about him.
it smells something.
Yeah, pork chop cooking, some barbecue.
Oh man,
That's your pheromones, bro.
that was a bottle of whiskey. But
Your pheromones smell like a fucking farmer's market.
you find a lot of things on the farmers market. Just saying.
Well, you like veggies, but you smell like barbecued pork. So, that's just, it's all in one place.
I mean, you can go there and get a fried pickle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, fried pickles sound good right now, actually.
Look,
My fat ass,
your whole face just changed.
bro. The other day, by the other day, I mean 2 days ago, I got a realization, bro. I weighed myself.
Mhm.
I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, I thought I was I thought I was, in a good trajectory
Yeah.
going down. I saw that scale. I was like, God damn it, Sarat.
I didn't even want to ask. Not on
All
camera.
All them roly-poly jokes I've been giving Saran, I should look in the mirror when I say that shit.
But here's my philosophy. And 'cause I know like you call me fat all the time. I call myself fat, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Yeah.
However, I feel like the difference between us and I'm gonna just say other people is we still make an attempt to try to work out. Granted, we might not be in the best shape we want to be in, or what shape we used to be in. However, we're not in that shape, so it's okay.
All right. So speaking of shape, a lot of the guys in this movie were in good shape. Do you think it was all from hard work, or do you think it was from actors got to get in shape for movies, and sometimes it's done pretty quickly. Zac Efron's always in good shape, but in this movie he looked swole, like thick. He didn't look like fucking Baywatch Zac Efron.
Yeah. I feel like it depends on how dedicated you are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I've said this before, even with the guys that you wrestle with, which of course I know your schedule, and that's crazy enough. But as people, in the ring that do the house shows, whatever the case may be, they got to go out there and like promote, whatever case, like trying to get to that next level in their career. I've always said if your only job was to work out and look good on TV, what's the problem with some of you guys? You know what I'm saying?
I'll be honest. I agree. Keep going.
But I'm saying, but then of course, like I watch a lot of documentaries and things like that. The ones that get to the top are the ones that put in that extra hard work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That no matter what, get up and hit the gym, and then make sure they eat right, and then travel and do what they got to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a toll on their body, but when it pays off, it pays off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if my job was to be on TV with my shirt off. I can't have jiggle.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I feel like if it was my job and I was getting paid, and part of being paid was to be in good shape, is I think I'd be better about it. Maybe because I make those excuses like, yeah, man, I don't take my shirt off no more. Let me get this extra cookie. Let me get this extra fucking brownie sundae with some whipped cream and cherries and shit like that.
You do it on a regular basis.
Man, fuck you, first of all.
Look.
That ain't a regular basis, man.
Look. I've never seen anybody. You eat sweets better than kids do.
No, fucking liar,
dude.
All right,
you ordered a whole fucking ice cream cake, and I had like 3 bites, and you killed the rest of it. Like, yeah, we're gonna eat this ice cream to share. And I'll say, first of all, dude, we're not gay. You didn't know it was big enough. Like it won't look weird. I'm like, all right. Sure enough, the shit was fucking huge, and you ate it all.
First of all, ice cream is my family business. And I'm just trying to keep the family business going.
No, rice is your family business.
Shit.
I just branched off in ice cream.
Yeah. What's interesting about this movie is like the story about not making it, toiling away on the indies, trying to get big. Like that's, I hate to say it, but that's like 85 to 90% of like professional wrestling. Like there's just, especially back in the day, where you kind of just the grind, trying to make it along. Like it fucking wears and tears on the body, on the family. Like you saw the way it was affecting Kevin's girlfriend, like just like, him being gone all the time. Like the fact that Kevin was he was second guessing himself because all of a sudden someone decides they don't want to take a body slam or they don't want to sell in the ring at a certain time.
hmm
And I just wonder, like, because of the internet, do you think that kind of thing would ever happen again? Like the whole just shutting up and grinding it out kind of aspect of like hidden in the back until you get big, or is it because of the internet there's ways of like mitigating it to where if you need help or you need like some a mentor or someone to step in, like it's a lot easier nowadays.
No, I think that the old ways are like pretty much done for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a very select few that still live by that or hold those old values or whatever you want to call it.
Do you?
Because yeah, I'm definitely one of them.
Yeah,
So I still got an old ass phone.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, you act like don't blame it on
No,
that. You got
that's
a
why I
whole
still
ass phone because Metro PCS is the only thing down the street.
we got smoke signals. Oh man, nah, I'm definitely one of them. I hold a lot of old values. You know what I'm saying? Which I really don't understand why. I
I,
don't know. I just
I
like
think
to.
I think maybe because of this, like, and I think I'm one of those old people too. But I think maybe because of the strength that we recognize in ourselves that it helped build.
Mm,
You know,
mhm.
we weren't the type to talk about our feelings. We weren't the type to fucking like make an excuse for why something was happening. We're just like, all right, this is what's happening. I gotta shut up and deal with it because no matter what's happening, no matter what I do in life, it's gonna keep happening.
Mhm.
So you're gonna have to deal with it at some point. So you might as well just shut up and deal with it now.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's necessarily the best way to go about it.
Yeah, no, I can definitely agree with you on that too. Like there's always a flip side to that same coin. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Um, like you said, on one side, like you said, you recognize the strength that you grew up with
Yeah.
in having to deal with things like that. Like, okay, this is what's happening. I can't change it, so let me just learn how to roll with it, live with it, deal with it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the other side where, like nowadays, like this is what's happening. Oh no, I'm gonna find a way to change this.
Yeah.
Either money's gonna do it, or I know somebody, or let me get a cancel culture,
Yeah.
like get something that's gonna strengthen numbers. You know what I'm saying? Versus just the individual. Got to deal with it, roll with it. How's it going? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because like facts don't care about feelings, and if this is what's happening right now, like there's only one way to get through it.
Hmm.
And you can talk about how it affects you, how, all you want, and maybe that'll help you get through it. But at the end of the day, you're still gotta get through it.
Yeah,
So I guess me and you are the type that are just like, all right, let's just get through it, and then we'll deal with the feelings about it later.
yeah, pretty much.
Speaking of feelings, like which one of the brothers' stories did you feel was the most tragic?
The most tragic.
Yeah. Okay, so you got Kevin, who essentially was supposed to be the golden child, but he worked his ass off to try to be, but never got to the level that he thought he should be at. And then he kind of watched his brothers and everyone else kind of like bypass him.
hmm
In a sense, that's one of those like kind of having to just what's the word? Have to understand and like accept where your position is at.
Hmm.
And then you got Kerry, who should have been in the Olympics, but through no fault of his own, didn't make it to the Olympics. Jumps into the wrestling world, gets big there, accident, loses his fucking ankle, never really recovers, and ends up killing himself.
Hmm.
And then you got the brother who had all the talent in the world, ends up dying on tour. Did he die like of an overdose?
I don't know if it's an overdose, but something was wrong with his intestines blew up or something like that.
Oh yeah, something happened, health wise, and oh yeah, because remember he got like some move or something like that. They said like some move happened and like he just kept working through it and he just died in the hotel room.
hmm
And then you got the brother that had his own dreams, but then tried to follow along in everyone else's footsteps and just couldn't live up to the expectations that everybody wanted to be. Like, which one of those stories to you feels the most heart wrenching and tragic? Can you hear that lawnmower going?
But that's what that is. I heard something that it is, and I couldn't tell what it was.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not bad, but I picked up on it.
yeah, the lawnmower.
Gotcha. The most tragic, honestly, I feel like Kevin, the oldest.
Why? Because he never really, because through no fault, like he dedicated his life to a thing that he never really reached the heights that he wanted to reach.
Never reached the heights, and the only one allowed to talk about it. Like, how do you sit there and tell the story that all your brothers died?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. But do you think he was making an excuse about what was going on with the curse,
No,
or is that him trying to make a like make sense of it all?
I think doesn't try to make sense of it all, because if he was the only one that thought that way, and this is just my only 2 cents,
Mm-hmm.
he thought that the Von Erich name was cursed and everything else. He said his dad changed it.
Yeah,
And like I said, my own 2 cents now. So if I offend somebody, I'm not trying to. He's the only one that said live.
yeah.
So even though he still has it and everything else, even if he felt like something was wrong, he was the only one that felt like something was wrong.
But do you think he's if he's the only one alive, like is he the only one with the strength to push through it all? Because again, he had the strength. He was the one who was trying to make it, you know, the right way. Like he's well, not necessarily the right way, but that was his journey the entire time, was making it in wrestling. Like,
How can I put this? You ever heard the phrase of, I guess, either know your enemy or keep your friends close, your enemies closer?
Mhm.
Okay.
50 Cent.
Okay. All right, whatever. Oh, I feel like the last name was the enemy. So he was self-aware. So
Yeah.
knowing that you can't really beat this because it's a part of you, how do you learn how to live with it, I guess? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, I'm gonna use boxing for example, or
Mhm.
even fighting or whatever. I don't think anybody ever walks into a fight blindly.
Yeah.
If they do, they're stupid.
Yeah.
Like even in football, basketball, whatever, they're watching tapes of the other team. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
You have to learn your enemy. And I feel like for Kevin's situation, he was trying to learn the enemy where everybody else wasn't because they didn't see it as one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I can see that because I feel like Kevin of all of them, he's the one where like the Von Erich name held a lot of like clout, or like
mm,
there's a reputation that comes with that name, and I felt like Kevin really like was the basis of a lot. Like he was the one that like was riding, putting a lot on that name,
mm,
and then when it not reaching it, wondering like how much can that name really help him. Like it's like Michael Jordan's son.
mm,
You got your dad's fucking greatest basketball player of all time. Like you can be good, but you're not Michael Jordan.
yeah.
So like how much does the weight of that crown, you know, weigh on you? Like does that stunt your growth, or does it, does it open a door for you to maybe grow bigger than you probably could have if you didn't have the name?
Um, I think it does a little bit of both. Truthfully speaking, in my opinion, whichever one you feed into,
Yeah.
because you can sit and be focused on, okay, I'm Michael Jordan's son. I'm going to go here and be as good as he was or better.
Yeah.
Or you can make, you know what, that was my dad. That's his legacy. He did his thing. I'm just go here and play ball. And if I succeed, then cool. I do. If I don't, I'm having fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Removing all that expectation from your own brain.
Yeah.
Even I know it makes it hard with the media because they're gonna keep talking about it.
Yeah.
But for yourself, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, they're doing that with Bronny James now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because of who my dad is, you're putting these expectations on me, and I mean, I don't want to say rightfully so, but like because of who my dad is, I'm having doors open that probably wouldn't have been open before.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, my ladder is a lot taller than everyone else's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't. Sometimes I wonder if having that name value behind it is a gift or a curse,
Mm.
depending on how you go about it. Because I mean, you got like rich people who, that they don't have because they're not in media or whatever. They don't have that extra fucking the extra incentive or that extra eye on them that they don't have to live up to. Certain.
Speaking of, can you think of a family name like somebody like say LeBron James and his son,
Mm.
where the son or the daughter or whatever is actually as good as the parent or better?
Hmm.
'Cause I only got one that comes to mind, and I still feel like they lived in their dad's shadow.
Well, okay, I'm gonna say Steph Curry. His dad's Del Curry. Played
Okay.
played in basketball, whatever. He was good,
Mhm.
but now your son grows up to become the best 3-point shooter ever.
I
Like
mean,
he
I,
exceeded it.
I mean, but here's my thought process. That I didn't even know who Del Curry was until Steph Curry.
Yeah, but
Just
but if you're an NBA player, you knew. But like if Steph Curry is growing up and his dad's playing in the NBA,
mhm,
they're all like, "Oh my God, your dad plays in the NBA. He plays for this team." Like, let's if you start playing basketball and you don't make it to the NBA,
mhm.
then you didn't succeed. But Steph made it and then some. You know,
Okay. Hmm.
look
'Cause I
at
was gonna I
even
was gonna say Dale Earnhardt.
all right, Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Both of them, but I still feel like because they both were great,
Hmm.
but he still lived in his dad's shadow.
Yeah.
Like you never really surpass if your parents great, you never really surpass that. And that's what I'm saying about Steph Curry. Steph Curry was great, but I really don't know how great his dad was.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So you're saying someone who reached the same level as their dad?
Or better. You
What
know what I'm
about
saying?
what about Ken Griffey and Ken Griffey Jr.?
Okay.
That might be close.
Hmm. Like I
Um,
said, because in my opinion, it's really really hard to find that parent child duo where it's like
yeah, yeah,
the child actually lived up to their parent or past their parent now. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Where the parent actually had, you know, like was actually
I
a superstar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. I got you. All right. I mean, okay, so they don't make movies like this anymore.
Hmm.
Like this is a very rare movie because it's a very fucking like heartfelt and tragic movie. Like normally you see a movie nowadays, especially when that goes into theaters, it's got to have a little bit of funny, a little bit of action, a little bit of like laughs. Like this was just a straight drama,
Hmm.
adult drama that like you know you might leave the movie theater going like, man, I need to go fucking talk to my therapist or some shit because I'm feeling some type of way. Like,
No.
do you
Mm.
think they need to make more movies like this?
Um, last time I felt like I need to go talk to a therapist after the movie was when Thanos snapped his fingers and half the world disappeared. Mhm.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll agree to that.
Look, even though that wasn't real, when I say the whole movie theater had their head down, like what the hell did we just watch? We all felt like the world ended, and that was even real. This is actually a real story. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But yeah, they are timely because if you want to pull that deep emotion, get to those people's inner thoughts and everything else,
Mhm.
you're gonna have to tell the story and tell it right,
Yeah, yeah,
even if it's a made up one.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And because I mean, there's a part in the movie to me that just stands out the most of anything, and that's when the night when he's talking to when Kevin's talking to Carrie,
Mhm.
and he's in a hotel, he's like, just gonna stay with me, and he calls his dad, tells him to look out for him,
Yeah,
and the next day goes to the house and sees a car, he's walking up the steps and he hear the gunshot. That part, like, how do you live with that?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, then he's yelling at his dad like, "You were supposed to watch him. You were
hmm
supposed to keep an eye." Like, mm. It's crazy. Like, they say fiction is great, but like real life,
mm
like when something happens in a real life, like there's there's no better storyteller.
mm
You can write the craziest story ever, but like life just will write something that just blow it away. And I feel like this is one of those stories where it's like,
mm
man, like, oh, I don't know, man. I need to find another movie like this just because
mm
it's I miss these adult dramas.
mm
I feel like everything else is just it's everything nowadays is aimed at like the 13 to 15-year-olds.
Okay, yeah.
Most things are aimed at 13 because those make the most money, you know.
mm
But nice serious like what's is there what before this? What was the last serious adult drama that you watched?
Last year's adult drama.
Or that you remember? Not necessarily the last one, but what's one that you remember?
As an adult drama,
Big Hero
yeah,
6.
Big Hero 6. Nah, actually, I was gonna say A Silent Voice,
Oh, actually, that's good.
but
That's
I can't consider it an adult drama because some people hate anime, and I'm like,
yeah.
if you can get past the cartoon point of it and just watch the movie, like you know,
Okay, but yeah, but that's I mean that kind of ties in this movie because like a lot of people hate wrestling. For whatever reason, they hate wrestling. But like if you actually can like pull yourself away and actually pay attention to what's going on, like you tend to realize there's some actual deep storytelling going on
mhm,
for some part. Sometimes it's just on surface, but then there's also stories like this hidden within it. You know?
mhm,
Oh,
yeah.
no. All right. Well, final thoughts on Iron Claw.
My final thoughts. I think you should watch it, or people should watch it.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna say it's long, but it's not boring.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, what I said earlier, what I take away from it, self awareness, be aware.
Yeah.
Maybe you could be right, you could be wrong, but at least you notice it. It's something that you're not dismissing.
Yeah.
And he thought his last name was the enemy, and he held on to it. Like I said, I can't say he was right or he was wrong, but he ain't dead. Just saying.
I think for me, the big lesson I got is be careful when chasing your dreams. Like,
Hmm.
try to understand whose dream you're chasing, whether it's yours or if someone else is instilling this dream in you. And just
Hmm.
try to understand, like, whether it's something you truly want or not. Because there's a lot of people out there trying to force other people into living their dream for them so that they can live vicariously. And that just doesn't always turn out the best for everyone. You see a lot of child stars that
Hmm.
are really messed up because you had adults trying to chase their dreams through their kids,
Hmm.
you know?
Ushkash pushpash. Oh man.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right.
Yeah.
Well, that's the latest episode. That's the latest episode of Sarah and Chris's movie therapy podcast. It's your boy Sarah, aka Makazi.
And your boy Chris Brown, aka Red Fort Delta. Help me get out there.
Later.
I'm a warrior.